Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class we discussed about how we can find the application of the uh, increasing and decreasing function in identifying the point of inflection and the point maxima and minima and all, right? So we have a clarity with that procedure. We discussed enough questions on the identifying maxima and minima. So in this class, let us discuss some more questions based on the word problems, especially because in case of the normal problems you don't have any issue. You will be given directly with the functions and you will be given in the domain, means it's absolute maximum minima. If they didn't give you domain, means local maximum minima. So you will find it at the turning points, right? So those are not, they won't be asked in the board exams, but board exams mainly concentrate on the word problems, which are very important, because as we already discussed in the very starting, you will be having a tie between this maximum minimum and the LPP based question. If this question is asked for a 3 mark, then LPP question will be asked for 5 mark, or if this is for 5 mark, means LPP question will be for 3 mark. So in that 5 mark or 3 mark, mostly they will be concentrating on the word problem only. But maybe if they ask for a 3 mark, the word problem question procedure will become little somehow easy. If it is a 5 mark question, even that also can be easy, provided some maybe calculation is involved here. So in this class we are going to discuss about what is the step-by-step procedure that you have to follow in doing the word problems. So please follow that step-by-step procedure I am going to tell you. For sure you will feel that the word problems dealing is very easy, because usually students will face a problem in interpreting the question itself, especially in case of maximum minimum. So just to avoid that confusion, I am saying you the step-by-step procedure which will help you to in a better way to understand the question in a better way. For that sake only I am saying this step-by-step procedure. Okay, so the first point that you have to do is, just a minute. Sorry. So the first point that you have to do in the question is identify what they had given to you, or identify the word, look for the word given. Second thing, look for the word maximum or minimum or related synonyms, right? So it is not necessary that always they will mention the word maximum, minimum only. Sometimes they will say at least, sometimes at most, sometimes greatest, largest, smallest, like this many synonyms they will use. First identify these two words. Please don't read the question. First identify only these two words, because if you read the remaining part of the question, what will happen? You may think that they had given you that, but maybe the question is asking you to prove that so and so. Understood? So that to avoid that confusion only, first of all try to observe only these two, what they had given to us, what they are asking us to do. Okay, don't look for anything else. Once if you are done with these two, second step, the important point you have to remember is you will be getting the two variables. If you are getting only one variable, no problem. If you are having more than one variable, at least like two variables like that, you have to reduce these two variables into a single variable. This is also an important task. Why? Because if you take something like a volume of cylinder and all, you will be getting pi r square h. You will be having r and h both variables, but we cannot apply differentiation with respect to two variables. So you have to reduce the two variables into a single variable. That is the second important step. And from here our procedure will be as usual. F dash of x you will find equal to 0, f double dash of x you will calculate according to the question whether it is maximum or minimum. You will prove that, right? So the important two steps that you have to remember: first one, identify the given, identify the minimum or maximum. Second important step is I look for the two. If you have a two variables, reduce that into a single variable using the given statement. These two important steps you have to remember. Remaining part, everything will be done automatically. You just have to be careful with that, right? Let us see some questions so that you will get a clarity on this concept. Okay, yeah, just see this question. Prove that area of a right angled triangle of a given hypotenuse is maximum, comma, when triangle is isosceles. Just see this question. Prove that area of a right angled triangle of a given hypotenuse is maximum, right? So as we suggested already, first identify the given, then maximum minimum. Given hypotenuse, area to be maximum, we identified those two. Please don't read anything else, because in this type of question what students will think that they gave you it is an isosceles, but it is asking you to prove the triangle is isosceles. Okay, so just to avoid that confusion, so let us just observe only these two. Hypotenuse is given b, let us say, so b is equal to constant given. So what is this word given represents here? For this particular question, this b, hypotenuse length is constant, that is what meaning is. Come to the next part. If I take this as an a, this will become root over b square minus a square. Okay, why? Because the basic Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so area is the function that has to be maximized, half base into height. We identified given, we found what is the function to be maximized or minimized, we wrote the formula. Now the question comes here, second step. We have two variables here. Are we having actually two variables or only one variable? That is you have to understand. B equal to constant given, that means B is a constant, so half a root over k square minus a square. So k is a constant, so you are having luckily only one variable. Some questions you will be getting two variables, there you have to reduce into a single variable. Okay, so here you just observe I am having a radical here. So I just want to avoid this radical. Why? Because if I have a radical means it will be very difficult for me to do the second order differentiation. Just to avoid that difficulty, what I will do? I will do squaring on both sides, a square 1 by 4 a square of k square minus a square. But what I will do, if I apply the differentiation also, a square differentiation, what it will become? 2a dA by some d small a you will be getting. Again, that a has to be replaced with this, correct? So again radical is introducing. So what I will do? I will give name as a b. A square I am taking as a b, 1 by 4 a square k square minus a square. This point you should understand very clearly, please don't confuse. Here a square I am doing to avoid the radical, but if I do apply differentiation on both the sides, again I will be getting 2a dA by dA, d capital A by d small a. Again in place of capital A I have to substitute this function, correct? So again I am getting the radical. So to avoid that I am taking it as some another variable. Now if I apply differentiation with respect to a, why? Because k is a constant, I will be getting, before that I will just modify it little bit, 1 by 4 a square k square minus a power 4 I am getting. Okay, so db by dA, if I do the differentiation, 1 by 4 k square of 2a minus 4a cube. See how simply you got the answer. If you try to differentiate for this, you will get too many unnecessary terms under. Just to avoid that, to make our process also simple, we are taking this type of substitution. Whenever you are doing the squaring or cubing, to remove the radicals, try to give it as another name. Now this b is your required function. Instead of a, which is area, we are taking area name as a b. That's it. There is no difference at all. Though you are taking squaring also, it still will be the area only. For that sake only we are taking this type of substitution. After this, what we will do? We will equate f dash of x to 0. That means first order derivative, if I equate to 0, 2a k square minus 4a cube is equal to 0. 2a k square is equal to 4a cube. A 1 will get cancelled, 2 here for 2 times. So you will be getting k square is equal to 2a square. So k is equal to root 2a you are getting. So k equal to root 2a means what? B is equal to root 2a. Root 2a. So b equal to root 2a means this side let us give the name ABC. If I find AB which is equal to root over b square minus a square which is equal to root over 2a square minus a square, I am getting a. So you have a side AB equal to a and also BC is equal to a. So when AB equal to BC is equal to a, therefore you can call the triangle as isosceles triangle. Understood? So that is what their meaning is. This is not the final step because you have to conclude this statement that area is maximum. Area is maximum means what? Second order differentiation should be less than 0. So this is the first order differentiation I am getting. For this, if I apply differentiation for one more time, dB by dA is equal to 1 by 4 2a k square minus 4a cube. This is the function. For this, if I apply one more time differentiation, d square b by dA square is equal to 1 by 4 2k square, because with respect to a we are applying, and then minus 12a square you are having. Okay, k equal to root 2a, k square will become 2a square, correct? If you substitute 2a square here, 4a square you are getting. 4a square minus 12a square means which is less than 0, indicating that area is maximum when triangle is isosceles. When triangle is isosceles. So this is how you have to follow the procedure. The important point that you have to remember here is, whenever you are having any particular question, first thing, please identify what is given. Next, look for maximum or minimum. Third step, reduce the number of, second step, reduce the number of two variables into a single variable. If you have a single variable alone, no problem. But if you are having two variables, means try to reduce into a single variable. Last step will be as usual, f dash of x, finding f dash of x equating to 0, and then second order derivative, you will get your required answer. The important conversion that you have to remember is, when you are doing the squaring on both sides, give it as another variable, something like p or b, whatever you want you can give, so that the advantage is you no need to introduce the radicals into the second order differentiation calculation. This is very important step. If you won't follow this, your calculation will become too difficult. So please try to remember this step as of now, and in the next class, and also please try to recall the procedures regularly, and in the next class we will see at least 2-3 important word problems, because they like this daily. If we try to cover one means it will be it will take too much time for us to complete the portion. So in the next class we will try to take at least 3 questions from this word problems only, which is following same procedures: identifying given, looking for maximum minimum, reducing two variables into single variable, remaining procedure is same. These steps only it will be following. So you just have to memorize these steps regularly so that your calculation part will become simple. Clear? Right. Thank you for watching. In the next class we will see some other word problems from the maximum minimum concept. Thank you.